Hi guys, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. All dressed up and plenty of places to go. Y'all stay tuned. So you guys recently saw me make this beautiful purse with these oh so fabulous shoes on them. And I'm going to bring it up close because it's got all of the gold throughout. And I'll show you on the back. You can see the gold here. You can see the gold in that buckle. This paper is absolutely fabulous. And the maker of the paper is Rossi, R-O-S-S-I. And I am going to be using another Rossi paper today to make today's purse. And here it is. You guys saw this paper earlier, guys. It is the boss. I'm going to bring it up to see if you can kind of see how the gold is inlaid in here. You can see it on the big necklace that she's got on. You can see it in the shirt. I mean, this is some boss paper. And this is what we are going to be using today as we recreate this purse. And so to make today's purse, we are going to need some chipboard pieces. And I'm using a medium weight, and we will need a piece that measures 2.5 by 7. And this will be for the bottom of the purse. We'll need 2 pieces that measure 7 by 7, and these are the front and the back of the purse. We'll need 2 strips that measure 2 by 12 for our handles. Then I've cut 2 strips of Tyvek so that I can put it inside of the handle just to make them even sturdier. And then we'll need 2 pieces of cardstock that measure 9 3/8 by 11 7/8. And of course, we'll need the beautiful paper. And the piece that I'm using today measures 13 by 21. And like I said, it's just absolutely fabulous. All right, guys, so step 1, let's make the box. So we need to bring in our 2 pieces that measure 9 3/8 by 11 7/8. And we are going to score this at 2.5 inches on 3 sides. So we'll score it at 2.5 inches on both of the shorter sides and 2.5 inches on one of the longer sides. And now we will fold and varnish those scores. Okay, so once we have both of our pieces folded and we've burnished our scores, we are going to make a series of cuts. The first thing that we want to do is we want to get rid of the corner pieces all together on one of these pieces of paper. So I will go up to my score mark and just remove it. And then on the second one, we're also going to make a cut to release the tab, but we aren't going to remove the tab. So we will be cutting in this direction on both of these. So when you make your score mark, you're going to have it facing you, and then you will cut out in this direction. We're not cutting down this time. So all I will do is turn this, go to the score mark, pull towards me, angle, and angle. And I'll do the same thing on this side. So I will go to the score mark, drag down, angle in, and angle in. So now we'll have this. And what we need to do is we need to take the second piece and we are going to join it with the first piece that we just cut. So the easiest way for me to do this is to take my glue, make sure I get glue along the ends. You can use tape on this. I just find that glue works better for me. Plus, I like the wiggle room time that I have when I'm using glue versus tape. So then I am just going to take this and get it placed down. And I'll use my bone folder just to smooth out that glue. And now I can put my box together. But the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to remove just a little bit of this tab because I really don't need it all. So let's put the box together, and step one will be finished. So I am going to take my glue, place it on my tab, bring this piece up, doesn't matter which end because they're basically both the same, and I am going to get it matched up, and then I'll get it stuck down. Okay, so I'll come on the other side and do the same thing. So I'll place the glue on the tab, then I'll bring up my side piece, get it matched and stuck. And now all we need to do is place glue on this flap, fold it over. So when I'm folding it over, my goal is to get it matched at the top. If the bottom is not even, I can go back and fix it. But I want to make sure that when I fold it over, I have everything nice and matched at the top. So now I'll use my bone folder to go on the inside, get everything nice and stuck. And then I'll do the same thing over here. So I will use my glue, go along the edge. And now let's get this stuck. So when we're matching it up, we want to make sure that the tops are matching, just like that. And now my box portion of this process is complete. I'll set it to the side, and we will work on the body. Okay, so to make the body, we need to bring in this gorgeous paper that measures 13 by 21 inches. And because the ladies are all going in the same direction, I am going to need to split this paper so that I can make sure that my ladies are going in the right direction on both sides. Otherwise, one half of the bag would have the ladies on it upside down. So all I'm going to do is just take my ruler, won't be exact, but I am just going to take my paper and just kind of split it. Okay, so now that my paper is going in the direction that I need it, when I put my bag together, I won't have to worry about the women being upside down on one side versus the other. So all I'm going to do is take a strip of tape, place it along the bottom of one end. So I will just take this piece and lay it down on top of this piece, just like that. So now when I make my bag, my print on both sides will be going in the correct direction. So now we can start covering our chipboard. The first thing that I'm going to do is bring in the spine piece that measures 2.5 by 7. And because I have joined these two pieces of paper together, when I lay down the spine piece, I am basically going to try to get the seam going down the middle of the chipboard. And now I can bring in my 7 by 7 inch pieces, and I am going to place these down using about 1/8 of an inch in spacing. So once I have my chipboard pieces down, I am going to flip this over and just make sure that I work my tape in. Now I like to work with tape, guys, on my bags, especially when I'm laying larger pieces of chipboard, but you can use glue, you can use spray adhesive, whatever it is you have that you want to work with. You can certainly use it or try it to see if it'll work for you. So now what I need to do is I am going to remove just a little bit of this. I do want a wide border. So you can see that my border is wider than it normally is. So now we are left with this. So I'll stand it up and just start folding my paper over to get that crease that we are going to need to wrap the paper around, as well as to get a nice clean miter cut. All right, so when I miter cut the edges on this, I am simply going to come from this end to this end and just leave about 1/8 of an inch in space right here from the tip of this to that. So I am going to go ahead and miter the other 3 corners, and then I'll place tape along the edges, and I will be right back. Okay, so my edges have been mitered. You can see the tape is down on the board. All we need to do at this point is just lift up, get our tape stuck down, use our bone folder to get that tape nice and straight, and then come along the edges just to get nice, crisp edging on our bags. I am going to do the remaining 3 sides, and I'll be back. Okay, so once I have my edges wrapped, it is time to join the box with the bag. So for this, I'll be bringing in my refill bottle of glue because it's just going to give me a wider spread, and it's quicker to do it using this. So I am simply going to place my glue all along the bottom and place it inside of my decorated cover. And I will look at it on all 4 sides just to make sure I have this the way that I want it. And then I'm going to bring the sides up just to make sure that I do. And it looks like it's going to be a pretty good fit, but I see that I can slide it over just a tad. Now that works. So all I need to do at this point is just get in here with my bone folder and really get this stuck down. And then I'm just going to press down to make sure that my ends are really nice and stuck. So now what I will do is place glue on this portion here and start finally closing everything off. So then when I lay this down, I'll just flip it over, and then I can go inside with my bone folder and really just work it down. And so while the other side dries, we'll go ahead and do this side. So we're going to place our glue, making sure we get great coverage on our edges. And across the top. And then we can take this top flap, lay it down, and get everything nice and smooth out. Okay guys, so now that we have our front and our back on, you can see that by splitting the paper and turning everything in the right direction, when we go from front to back, you cannot tell a difference. And I'm going to say it again, this paper is straight up boss. It is just awesome. I love these women and the sassiness of them. Oh my goodness, the old world glamour and style just blows me away. I love it. So now that we've got it like this, all we need to do to get that purse look is to start pinching in on the sides. And before you start pinching, just make sure that whatever adhesive you're using has got a real good stick and the grab is permanent so that it won't start pulling away. But once we do this, then we've got a nice little purse, and you could actually carry this as a clutch if you wanted to, but you can see that we have got a very nice bag here. I did not add feet to this one because someone requested that I make this for them and they didn't want feet, but I will link the video that I did on the shoes where I did add feet, and it will show you exactly which step in the process to add the feet. So now we're going to do our handles. So we need to bring in our paper that measures 12 by 2, and on the 2-inch side we're going to score this at 5/8. Rotate it to the opposite 2-inch side and score it at 1/2. Now we are going to fold and burnish our scores. And then I am going to bring in that Tyvek strip, and here is what I use. I actually use Tyvek sheets, and I will have a link for those as well. And here is how you spell it in case you want to look it up. So I'm going to leave that sitting there while I work on this so that you guys will know exactly what I'm talking about. So I am going to take my glue and just place my glue in this center section here. Then I'll lay down the Tyvek piece that I've cut that fits inside. And this is basically just strengthening my handle so that it won't rip. And now I will place my glue on my ends and fold them over. So I'll fold that over just like that. Use my bone folder to get it stuck. Do the other side. And I'll fold that over. And then I like to take my glued handle, roll it along my desk just to spread out the glue, but also to help the handle start to take the natural curve shape. There you can see I've got a handle. I'm actually going to set this one to the side because I like for them to dry and harden just a little bit. So now I will bring this one in. Move this out of the way because I think you guys have got it. And then all I'm going to do is just start a curve. And on this one, I am placing it directly onto the bag, just like this. Now you can do this with hot glue, or you can do this step with wet glue. Of course, I am going to use my reptile glue. So I am going to place glue on both ends. And get it nice and stuck. And where you place your handle is totally your discretion. So I am going to get this stuck down. I'm going to stand it up so I can make sure I've got it straight. Okay, so once I have my handles in place, all I'm going to do is I am going to use these little rivets to actually act as brads and to hold them in place. Now I had these from a long time ago, found them when I was cleaning up for the attic sale, and I'm so glad that I did because I love the way that they look and the way that they hold. So the way that I am going to do this is I will use my crocodile set on my 1/16 setting, and then I am going to come in, find my hole placement, try to get it nice and even. I'll punch my hole just like that. Then I will take the piece of the rivet that has the long prong on it, punch that through. Then I'll take this smaller piece here that looks like this, and it just snaps on just like that. But in order to make sure that it's going to stay, I have to squeeze these two together. Now, I'm not using them the way that they were intended to be used, but I found that they work for my project. So, so I'm sure that people who do leather crafting are probably screaming right now saying, no, that's not how you do this. But you know what? It's how I'm doing it for this project because it works. So all I'm doing at this point is simply covering my my front piece with some tissue so that I don't mark it. And then all I will do is take my pliers and squeeze this closed. And it takes just a little bit of pressure. So I'll squeeze down and you'll hear a pop, and then you'll know that it's joined, and you will no longer have this just kind of wiggling around and moving. Okay, so we will do the other side, and then I will do the other handles off camera and come back. So I'll bring in my crocodile, and I'm going to try to match up where I'm punching my hole. Might not get it exact. Then I'll place the piece that has the long prong on it, punch it through, just like that. And now I'll bring in the little piece that has, it looks like this. It's really tiny and has the little hole. I'll lay it down, put it on, and just snap it, just like that. Then I'll use my tissue to protect it. Grab my little pliers, put some pressure on it, and get it stuck down. And just like that, we have got two little rivets on here that are just so cute and so doggone fancy. So I am going to do the other side, and I will be right back. All right, guys, so my second handle is on, and you can see just how gorgeous this looks. And you can see, I'm going to bend this back just a little bit, just how much more finished that looks on the inside now that we don't have brad prongs hanging out. And I absolutely love how this turned out. And then one quick note, on this one, I placed a border strip across the top, and that was not wanted on this one, so I didn't add it. But if you want to add it, you simply need 2 pieces that measure 2 by 7, fold them in half, and then just glue them down. But I love how this looks and how it turned out. So I won't be adding my card or anything to this because this one is not for me. But I wanted to definitely show you guys just how absolutely fabulous this purse is. And I am going to bring in the second one so that you can see that if you take a keychain and just add some danglies to it of any type, you have got a gorgeous purse. Okay, and just a quick little something about these purses. I get a lot of questions asking me if the purses can really be carried out. They absolutely can. They have been, and they are currently being carried. This is not a paper bag that's designed to look like a purse. Guys, this is a paper purse. So, test it out. Take it out for the evening. I guarantee you will get some compliments on it. Every time I carry one of my bags, I get a new subscriber because they ask me, where did you get that? And I am more than happy to tell them. And I also get a lot of questions about how to protect the bag from the elements. Well, this is paper, so water and fire are not the friend of paper. So protect it from those elements. If you want to treat your bag with some type of a sealant, you certainly can. But just like anything that you might have that is made of paper, or anything that will be negatively affected by the elements, if on that day it's raining and snowing or whatever it is, you might want to take particular care if you choose to carry your bag out regarding the elements. But other than that, you have a fully functional paper purse. And even better than that, you have a one-of-a-kind paper purse, because you will go out and there won't be anybody else who will have a purse exactly like yours because you created it. I hope that you have truly liked this project. If you have, please hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join my online crafting family. You guys, have a great day. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.